report that Israel is a land of giants and everybody's burying the dead. Hashem did this as a kindness to us. He kept them busy so they wouldn't notice the spies. Remember, there were 12 spies. They were head of the tribes. They were very lofty, high tzaddikim. And Hashem did this in order to save us, that we should be protected. And it was interpreted as, well, it's a country that everybody seems to be dying there. Like, it's a country that's not very, friendly to the people. So many funerals going on. And a lot is in the interpretation. That, in fact, like when we read news, we should get it from, you could say, well, it's the news. No, it's not the news. It's the interpretation of the news. And we should interpret everything to know we have, just like, I guess, newsmen have rules of how they could, they have to stay within the boundary of what their boss or what their newspaper represents, or, the idea they want to give over to the world. We have rules of how we interpret. And one rule, as hard or as unimaginable or as realistic as it seems, is that Hashem is above nature. Hashem rules the world above nature. There's really no such thing as nature for a Jew. Am Yisrael's Lamala min hamazel. Jewish people are above mazel, meaning, oh, that's just his mazel. That's just his, how it fell into place. It is what it is. When people say that, it isn't what it is. It's more than what it is. It's what Hashem wants it to be. And also in our rules of how we interpret news or our life personally, it's that not only is Hashem great and is above nature, but he's kind. And every single thing he does is for me personally because he loves me. Even if it hurts, going to the dentist hurts, but he saved the tooth. And having that operation, it hurts, something was cut, and it could take weeks or months to get back and feel good again and get out of bed and run around. It could take a while. And we pay the surgeon and we thank the surgeon, and we're all full of, a karas hatov, appreciation. But he just hurt because he saved the life. So when Hashem he doesn't have to do anything. But since he cares about our life, he sometimes it extracts a tooth, or sometimes makes the operation, or sometimes other yisurim happen because he's caring about, he took out the tooth to save the mouth. He took out something to save the body. He took out something to save our neshama, because that's our life forever and ever and ever and ever, eternally, which we can't even imagine what that means. And so his love is so boundless and so caring for us. And everything that he does is from love. Everything. He's a loving Hashem. And once we believe that and feel his love and start realizing wow, he did that for me. You did that for me. He starts to become so much part of our life that life becomes much more calm, exciting, happy, relaxed. And also we become full of strength, because just daven and ask Hashem, and whatever he wants, he gives me. He wants to hear from us. He wants the connection. He gave us the Torah for the connection. So the spies came back and they said, the land is wonderful, but they didn't start saying it eats its people, and meaning like there were a lot of funerals. They first said things that were true to catch our attention, because if a person says just sheker, it's not going to work. No one's going to believe him. In fact, the word sheker is spelled of 3 letters. Anybody know what they are? Shin, Kaf, Resh. Beautiful. Shin, Kaf, Resh. And they all come together in the alphabet. Remember, towards the end of the alphabet is Kuf, Resh, Shin. They're all next to each other. Whereas the word MS is the beginning. Aleph, spelled Aleph, Mem, Saf. The first letter is the first of MS, is the first letter of the entire Hebrew alphabet. The middle letter of the word MS, which means truth, is the middle of the Hebrew alphabet. And the last, Saf, is the last. When something is true, it's true through and through and through. It's one MS. We don't have to make excuses for it, or well, it's partially true. There's a little white. MS is true. And sheker, though, MS stands on its own. You see how the Aleph has a foot to stand on, and so does the Mem, and so does the Tuf. Whereas sheker, the 3 letters, have nothing to stand on. says Sheker ein lo raglim. Sheker has no feet to stand on. And emes is true through and through. So when we want emes and we want it for Hashem, we're going to find it and we're going to get it. And then the feeling in our heart is Hashem is with me and I'm on the right track. We have that voice in our heart that like speaks to us deep inside and it whispers to us, keep going, you're on the right track. And if we don't know, because it is a confusing world and everybody says something else, from the non-kosher, see me, eat me, try me, enjoy me, to the kosher, so to speak, which person to rely on or to follow the advice. And it could be advice for me personally, it has to be true Torah advice. And it's confusing. So we say, Hashem, I just want your truth. I want to follow your ratzon, your desire. Lead me to the right people. Lead me to the right feelings. I don't want to fool myself. And so this is what we learned from the Meragli. Just help me not to fool myself because I want your truth. I want truth so badly. I want the truth, which is your truth, Hashem. So please put that in my heart and lead me to it. So in the Meraglim, the spies came 1 year and 3 months after leaving Egypt. Anyone know the amazing things that Hashem did for us in that 15-month period? Let's start with the manna. He brought down the manna which fed us with great miracles.
Clouds of glory.
Clouds of glory. We lived for 40 years surrounded by Ananei HaKavod. We were within Hashem's hug of his Ananim. And what happened before we left Egypt? The 10 plagues, which were above nature. You know, they were drinking from the same cup. One half had blood and the other half had water. It's the same cup. Didn't get mixed together. There's no magic tricks, that secret little thing that you put in the middle to separate. No. And there were miracles, and they just got greater and greater. And then when we left Egypt, that defied Egypt, that nobody ever left the country of Egypt. And then Hashem split the sea for us. And that was above all nature. Seas were, don't split. Where 12 tribes can go down in 12 little paths, and each one has like food to eat from the sides, and then the Egyptians come in and they're drowned. And we went through so much of seeing Hashem revealed his love and his above nature. He takes care of the world. What Ilana said also, say Hashem, in this war that we're having, people are making the mistake. This is what Ilana said, Judy, that people are making the mistake. And you said you agreed and you enjoyed that. Hashem, it's for your sake that the war should be over so that us Jews and the whole world realizes you're in charge.
Well, that's what we're waiting for, right? We're waiting for some miraculous victory so that the whole world will see and will say, what a great people is the people of Hashem. What a great God that he can do such things. Okay.
Amen. Amen. Oh, wow.
We need a fan in here. Is there any possibility somebody needs to bring one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's really hot.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you for everything. So may that happen very soon. And we saw revealed miracles. We were on a very, very high spiritual level. And after, when they came back, they said, but there are giants there. Lo nuchal, like Ilana said, we can't because they're stronger than us. First of all, look how Hashem, they just asked for it. Hashem sent it through his malachim.
One of these things.
Wow.
Wow, I didn't realize how good they are. Usually I have
the spies were very, very great. How did they fall so fast? So I heard this from Rechov HaPalmach, and it a little sounds Kabbalah, but we bring it home, that we can bring it to the makolet, to the grocery store. We can bring it to our everyday life. When Adam did the first sin by eating from the Eitz Hadas, from the tree of knowledge, there were sparks, holy sparks that fell because he did a sin. And they fell throughout the entire world. And our job, being good, wholesome, kind, God-fearing, Torah-observant Jews is to elevate these sparks that are all over the world. And some fell into food. So if we make a bracha, we are elevating it. We're elevating those sparks. Some fell into nature. So when we go into nature and we feel close to Hashem and elevated and happy, that's the sparks we're elevating. And our teacher, Rabbi Levi, who taught us in Detroit, and then he moved to Israel and taught at Neve Yerushalayim, lives in Beit God, he should be well, said it when he was teaching this to us, that one reason that there was a war in Vietnam was that Jewish soldiers should go to Vietnam, because apparently before that there were no Jews in Vietnam, maybe one or two, but not in number, and that the soldiers there should make a bracha on an apple to elevate the sparks from Adam that have fallen in remote parts of the world, like in India. Why did Jews go to India? There's parties there and there's things going on there. And the Jews there, even though they might be participating in these non-Jewish, non-kosher events, they'll make a bracha. They will say, thank you, Hashem. Or they'll put on tefillin. Because a Jew is a Jew, wherever they are, however low we fall. And so this brings us up higher and higher. When we talk to each other, some sparks are in each of us. So when we have a conversation of how great Hashem is, how much we should really believe in him, because he does take care of us. He's above nature, and talk about his Torah, talk about the Parsha. We talk about each other, and we have a desire to lift each other up. We don't talk Lashon Hara, bad about anyone, even about ourselves, unless we have a specific reason that we want to improve. So we ask for advice, and we help each other to feel good. Smile at each other, compliment each other. We build each other up. My sister often would say that after a conversation, I don't really care if they say, wow, she's smart, she's witty, she's on the ball, she has a good comeback. I don't need that. I want after our conversation, they should say, I feel good. I feel special. I feel seen or heard. That's how she'll talk to someone. So when we can do that, we're uplifting and the sparks that have fallen in each of us, in all of us. And nothing a Jew does is stam, meaning for no reason. If I feel like going to Yoram to buy some vegetables or fruit, there's a reason that I go there. On the way, I could maybe see someone and make them feel good, or they can make me feel good. There's a reason I go there, to lift up. Everything we do has so much importance and so much depth and so much meaning. We're not just here, not just to kill another day or have a few hours to kill. There's no such thing. Every moment of life is an opportunity to become closer to Hashem, to make him happy, to make each other happy, to make ourselves happy. You know, it's a very big mitzvah. Hashem loves when we are happy. So next time we eat that chocolate, we can say, I'm doing a mitzvah to be happy. And I don't think I'm stretching it too much. I'm very good at I'm the best. You want to buy a couch? Just ask me why it's a big mitzvah. Guests, Shabbos, you'll be able to learn on the couch. You know, so that chocolate goes in the same.
So the biggest mitzvah is the cheesecake.
Very, very big. And because King David said it, I didn't make it up. He said, Yismach Hashem b'masav, may Hashem be happy in the creations of who he made, which is us amongst Jewish people, is the pinnacle of his creative creation. And later on, or a different pasuk, a different verse in Tehillim, King David says, Yismach Yisrael b'yosav, may the Jewish people be happy with he who made us, Hashem. So we connect the two. How is Hashem happy with us? When we're happy with him, with us and him. When we're happy, he's happy. So enter chocolate. And so it's so nice to know the mitzvahs are happy. The mitzvahs are halot v'ni'imot. They're sweet and pleasant. And if we get to the point where we feel such an excitement, such a an enjoyment from doing a mitzvah. What are we going to want? This is what it says in Pirkei Avos: schar mitzvah, mitzvah. The reward of a mitzvah is another one. I just want to do another one. I just want to feel that closeness. I just want to give you more nachas. It's true we get a lot from mitzvahs, health and money and a whole olam haba forever. But the sweetest thing we can hope for and want, and maybe even attain once in a while, is that closeness, that beautiful, wonderful, intoxicating feeling. And so this is what lists up and rectifies the fallen sparks. And this is a very important way we could do it. If we're embarrassed for a reason, if somebody comes and insults us, we have a big chance. We're like, we won the lottery, or we're about to win, put in the winning number. If we can not answer back and maybe not even feel bad or just be silent, at that moment, people come and ask us for a bracha. At that moment, we can give a bracha and it will come true. You've heard stories where people were embarrassed that, give me a bracha. For somebody that's sick, God forbid, or didn't have children for many years, because I'm realizing it's not the person that insulted me, it's Hashem who wanted him to, and Hashem is doing it out of love. And I've read that it goes so far as if Hashem wants to give us a big check, as in money, green, and it's not sure, are we worthy of it or not? He gives a little test. Somebody embarrasses us. If we cannot answer back and not get angry and not do anything, like negative, the check's in the mail. It's yours. So it's a very special time for us and to be able to bless others. And all this is opportunities that we have 24/7. We don't have to go anywhere to have the opportunities. They come to us because Hashem is always giving us through our lives hints how to come close to him, hints how to be a better person. And when the Jews were in the desert, they had a very high holy existence. Remember, you said they ate the mun and they had water from the well of Miriam, and they were surrounded by the clouds, and they lived. That's how they lived in the Midbar. All they had to do was learn Torah. All they had to do was enjoy Hashem's taking care of them. And then when they came to Israel, everything changed. Israel's the Holy Land. It's where we want to be. It's a land of desire of Hashem. Eretz from Ratzon, desire, like we spoke about last. Eretz is from the word Ratzon, to want Hashem. But it was a different existence. We had to take out our plows, put on our sun hat, and start working the ground. And it was very, very different Hanaga. But you know what? Wherever Hashem puts us into that part of our lives, into that situation in our lives, it's where he wants us to be, and it's where we can best give him nachas. We can best fulfill our potential. We can best lift up these fallen sparks from the time of Adam. And Kalev ben Yefuna was a very great tzaddik. He was one of the 12, and he was confused. He was afraid that they would convince him to talk negatively about Eretz Yisrael and to dissuade the Jewish people from coming into the land. And he said he ran, and it was a time of great danger, to Hebron, to the burial place of Abraham, Yitzchak, Isaac, and the mothers, Leah, Sarah, Rivka, and Leah. And he prayed there, and he said, Hashem, Moshe, our great leader Moshe, he gave a bracha to Yoshua, that Yoshua should be saved and not go with the Meraglim, with their Eitzah, with their advice. But he didn't give me a bracha. I need your help. I need a bracha from you, Avos Vimos, my dear parents, my dear forefathers and foremothers. I need a bracha from you. And please bless me just like Moshe blessed Yoshua. And after that, the Torah goes on to say, Ruach Acheres Imo. There was a different spirit inside of himself. He felt, I know what I have to do. I have the strength to do it. Hashem is with me. Because remember,
So Moshe knew the spies were top question before they went again.
I don't know the exact point he blessed Yoshua, but what he did, he knew. Yeah, he knew. But if this was Hashem's ratzon, this is the way things had to go. If things are above our, like if Hashem wants it, It's like a person can want and want and want, but if he sees it's not going, hey, Hashem, I don't give up. I still pray for it. I still continue wanting it, but I'm not pushing. How does Reb Ofer Eretz say? I love it. He says, "Birakut, the lo b'koach." We should do things softly and not with pushing my way. I'm pushing. It's such a healthy way to live. It's such a calm way to live. On the other hand, it gives us a lot of strength. You know, Hashem is running the show. He's in charge. If I could just relax enough to let him in. How does King David say? Harpu u'de'u. Relax, like shachriya, like easy. Harpu means like rifayon, like take it easy. U'de'u. And then you'll know what's right. You have questions and you're uptight and it's all on your shoulders and I have to decide and there's very, very weighty decisions and it's all up to me. U'de'u. And you'll have the clarity, thought, mind. You'll realize what to do. Same ideas with Yishuv Hadat. Yishuv Hadat means that our mind becomes settled. We're not running in every single direction. When we can pray to Hashem in a personal language and say, Hashem, I'm mixed up. I have 6 choices. None of them sound good. The 7th sounds worse. It's all up to me. It's relax. Help me to know it's from you. Help me to know that you're in charge. And not that I sit back and say, okay, but I'm doing it because you're helping me, you're leading me, you're with me, you have my back. And when that happens, Ruach HaCheresimo, person gets that feeling that we spoke about before, that whispering up, you're on the right track, you're finding the MS. You want it, and I'll give it to you. King David said in Ashrei that we say, some of us say every day, Harav Hashem l'chol Harav Hashem is close to whoever who calls him. Call me in truth. Be sincere. And I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm close to you. And if we have Hashem, we don't need anything else. And I love very much what Bamidbar Rabbah says. That's, I think, a Medrash. He said, Hashem said to Moshe, this land is precious to me. The land of Israel is Chaviva alai. Chaviv means precious, beloved. This land of Israel that we're sitting in right now is beloved to me. The Yisrael, Chavivim alai, and the Jewish people are beloved to me. So Hashem said, and Yachni said to Yisrael, I'm going to bring the Jewish people, Shein Chavivim alai, who are beloved to me, La'eretz, to the land, Shechaviva alai. So this is where we belong. Hashem brought his beloved people to his beloved land. And can you imagine Shabbos once a week, which is so beloved to Hashem? A Jew in the land of Israel on Shabbos? It's like, I don't know if there's any word that could describe that. Anybody have a word that could portray that? Shabbos and a Jew in the land of Israel? It's basically Gan Eden. It's basically, Shabbos is a time when we don't have any problems because it's not like they went away. It's not like the doctor's report changed on Friday at 4:43 in the afternoon. That's in the winter. It's not like, the bank president called 2 minutes before Shabbos. Oh, by the way, I see that there's somebody, you have plus $3 million in your account. Oh, I'm going to have a great Shabbos. It's great because Hashem is taking care of us. He cares about us and he loves us, and everything that he gives us is for our good. Some people, it's for their good to be fabulously wealthy, and some to be a little less fabulously wealthy. Like us, we're a little less just fabulous, right? And to rely on Hashem. That's the man that he gave us every single day in the desert. Remember the king who his son would come to, he sent his son away. My dear son, you're now 21 years old. Go and try your luck and make for yourself a name and be honest. And I'll give you some money. Don't spend it all in one place and come back, and so he was very mature for his age. And he took a year until he ran out of money that daddy gave him. So he comes back to the king. How are you, my dear father? How's my dear mother? What can I help you to fix? And by the way, it's always by the way, Ran out of money. Oh, it's so good to see you here. Take money. He comes back a year later. Broke. So the king says, am I a fool? I'll give him enough for one day. And he'll come back tomorrow. Hi, how you doing? Let's have a cup of coffee, by the way. So he saw his son every day. Hashem sent us the man. Otherwise, human natures, we could, God forbid, forget Hashem. I'm doing just great. I have a very thick bank account. It's enough for a few generations. And where's Hashem in my life? Thank you, but I'm managing just fine. I run out of money because the month's over every day. He loves that.
No, just so funny. It reminds me of the same thing that, like, my son brings his laundry, and I felt like complaining, and I was like, this is a lot of laundry, he brings it all at once, and then I decided I'll just do a sack at a time, and then he has to come back, and then I won't complain. He even got a washing machine, and notice he still was sending me laundry. I was about to say so. I said, no, don't say anything. It's the same thing. He has to come pick it up. It's his laundry. Not that he doesn't, but they're busy. So
Hashem actually said everything for us. He wants us nearby. So he might not give us enough money that we're fabulously wealthy because we might, God forbid, forget him.
Right, not daven for it.
Yeah, I know that it's from him, and thank him.
Right.
Thank him. I had a problem with thumb, and I couldn't pick up things in a while. And it felt like from the inside. I said, oh, is this it until 120 years? I said, okay, Hashem, if it is, thank you. My left hand is good. And then 2 or 3 weeks, a month or two, it just got better.
Oh, wow.
It's such, I appreciate my thumb. I appreciate picking up something, I appreciate, like, when I put the sesame seeds on top of the challah on Friday, so I knew it was somewhere in here. That hurt, and now
it doesn't hurt.
Thank you, Hashem. So it's such a nice
please
life.
forgive me. I have a dentist appointment. Oh, thank you so much. I'm going to buy one of these.
Hashem loves you. You just mention it, and
it's yours. Wow, what a chesed. I couldn't stand it. And I'm so sorry to leave you early.
Good luck with the dentist.
Here's have a safe trip. I wish I'd known I would have gone with you. Don't take a one. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.
Amen. So just like Kaleb was confused, and our lives were often confused. Hashem, I don't know what to do. And King David says, Hareini Hashem darkecha, show me Hashem your way, alef b'mitecha, I will go in your truth. Remember, truth is beginning, middle, and end. Truth is one truth. I just don't know it. But Hashem, I want to go in your truth. Harpu, just let it go. Relax. Then I'll know. And Hashem will give us a ruach acheres. And Kalei quieted down the Jewish people. In fact, it says in the pasuk, it's something very interesting. Somebody would like to read chapter 13, pasuk 30. It's number 1 in our source material.
ויחס כלב את העם אל משה ויאמר לה נעלה וירשנו אותה כי יכול נוכל לה.
Caleb hashed the people before Moshe and said, let us by all means go up and we shall gain possession of it and for sure surely overcome it.
Right, he had so much faith, and he said, "We'll do whatever Moses told us, Moshe Rabbeinu. If need be, whatever, we'll take a ladder and go all the way up to heaven." Because Ratzon, the desire to do good, when it's your Ratzon Hashem, is higher than nature. I can then do anything. I can get to Eretz Yisrael. There's a lot of obstacles when something is very great, because Hashem wants us to have free choice. So if I want to do something very, very special that will bring me closeness to Hashem and true joy and true Yirah Shamayim of being a sincere Jew, so the obstacles will be as high, as great. They will be even. So when I see an obstacle, the rabbis have said, don't give up, saying, oh, okay, Hashem doesn't want me to do it, I'm going back to sleep, or I'm giving up on it. No, that should encourage me. Wow, I'm on the track. This must be very, very special. And so it was in coming here to Israel. The spies thought the Goyim are so big, the men of Canaan, the people of Canaan, they they're such giants to us. We looked at like little grasshoppers to them, little ants, little insects. And one of the portions says, and that's how we feel about ourselves, very small, very low, very not strong and powerful. It's true, without Hashem, we cannot move our pinky. But with Hashem, we can climb mountains. With Hashem, we're powerful. We can overcome all the obstacles. And so that's what he said to them. So the word Vayahas is how he quieted them down. It's very interesting. In the Sefer Torah, we'll see that the Samach is written big, Vayahas, and he quieted them down. And he learned the secrets. He learned in Mar Samach Pela by the Avos in Hebron, the secrets of the letters and the secret of the Samach. And the Samach is, he learned the secrets. And then what is the rest of the word? Word Yud Hey Vav. It's Hashem Hashem. It's God's name. And he said, with Hashem, we can go up and we can learn all the secrets. It's a sort of something that's above us. It circles us above us. Like Samach is a circle. So something that circles me is above me. And how can I attain it? By wanting. Whatever I want, I can get. Whatever I want, Hashem will give me. Never see a person, they very much want a car, they get that car. My grandson was over Shabbos and he wanted a game of chess. And the room was pitch black. How's he going to find it with all the toys? He found it. He found it. You want something, you get it. And when you want something that Hashem wants, like Torah, like being good, like observing Shabbos, observing Hashem's mitzvahs, he gives you on a silver platter. Of course, take more mitzvahs. And when you say, all I want is another mitzvah in reward of this first mitzvah, it's like music to Hashem's ears, as if to say. And so this is the Aleph that teaches us just to keep wanting. That's what Kalech taught us before we came to the land of Israel. And in this Parsha is tzitzis. Tzitzis is very special. It's not our mitzvah, but it's so special. Tzitzis reminds us of Hashem. If we just look at tzitzis, we're reminded of the 613 mitzvahs. And tzitzis, there was a boy who refused to take off his tzitzis. He was about to go into an operation. And he said, no, I'm not taking off my tzitzis. And they said, you have to. He said, they're a new pair. They're clean. Doesn't matter. It has to be sterile. You're going into that. And the nurse said, okay, so we'll wait. She thought he would, break. No, this is very strong. He said, I'm not. So doctor came out a couple hours later. Why is he still here? He was scheduled for an operation 2 hours ago. And she says, well, he's refusing to take off his, whatever he called it, tzitzis. And the doctor looked at his report and his face grew white. He said there was a mistake here. There was a mistake. Had he gone into the operation, it would have been very dangerous, God forbid. And because there was a slip up, people are human. And thank God his wanting to do tzitzis and his tzitzis saved him. And there's a sweet story that the students, the Hasidim, were going to the Chozeh Lublin, a very great Hasidic rabbi. And they had a wagon driver, Yankee. And Yankee didn't know anything about Torah. He could not read. He could not write his name. And he would drink a lot. He would drink vodka, wine. Basically, that's the type of person he was. And he said to them, give in, please, a kvittel, give in a petek for me. Everybody would give the rabbi for good health, for wealth, for whatever we need, the right amount. Not fabulously, but right that Hashem wants for us. And they said, okay, write down your name. He said, I don't know how to. So anyway, he left. He had no patience to be there. He wandered around the town. And they went in, and when the Chozeh Lublin could see, had Ruach HaKodesh, saw his name, he said, wow, he shines in all the worlds. And they said, Rabbi, he shines. He's our wagon driver. He drinks. How does he shine? He shines in all the world. And on Shabbos, he said to the wagon driver, here, take some wine from, after he had some Chozeh Lublin. They couldn't believe it. On the way home in the wagon, they asked him, what did you do in this town when you were walking around? He said, I was walking around. I saw a wedding. Oh, good. There's going to be food. I went into the wedding and I heard a lot of crying. The bride was crying because there's a custom. The bride gives the groom a talus. Tzitzis, a talus. And she didn't have enough money, so she found a second-hand crumbly talus. And the groom said, no, I want to... I'm a groom, I'm a chassid, I want a regular, nice new talis. And she was crying, she didn't have the money. So he asked around, how much does it cost, new talis? 50 ruble. 50 ruble was all the money he made from that trip and from the previous trips for the whole week. I'll buy you a talis. He goes to the store, he gets a talis, gives it to the caliph, they all live happy ever after. And that was very great. But when the Rabbi Chosin Lublin, said, here's wine for Yankee, also said, here's wine for Reb Lipman. Who was Reb Lipman? Is very, very big Talmud, a very big Talmud Chacham, a very big tzaddik. How can you put them in this? I mean, they're like different from two ends of the world. One's a drunkard and one's a man who's immersed in Torah and mitzvahs. Put them together. And Reb Lipman was not there. So when he came on Sunday, they asked, where were you? He said he went to visit, remember his name, a different rabbi on Friday. And this rabbi was praying Shachris, and he wasn't wearing a talis, he was wearing a tzitzis. You know, tzitzis are like what men wear on, but a talis is what they put on for davening. So he asked, why is the rabbi not wearing a talis? And he said, because he auctioned it off, he pawned it for a poor kala, and he doesn't have one, and it's expensive. So Reb Lipman said, I'll go buy him a talis right now. I'm not leaving till he gets it. And he spent all his money that he had wanted to pay for a wagon driver to bring him to the Chozeh for the talis. And so he wasn't there Shabbos, and after Shabbos he walked there. And this was their connection. They both did Mesiras Nefesh mitzvah, a big mitzvah, giving a talis, one to the chassid and one to the rabbi. And talis shines, such a special mitzvah. That's why they were shining in all the worlds. So we don't have the Chozeh Melublim today, but we have Hashem. And when we do a mitzvah, it doesn't have to be with a talis. When we do a mitzvah that shines, Hashem will see our shine in the whole world. And may we shine up the world for ourselves and for each other. And like Ilana said, that Hashem, the whole world will see Hashem Hulakim. Hashem is in charge. Hashem is saving us. Hashem is saving us because we're his people that shine. It's Hashem. Thank you so much for coming. And just happened to have this here. Sing for the Geula. Anybody have a song?